driving through my grandpa's land. And on our way to El Paso, we were going through Aztlan. And over the river into my grandpa's land. And what a lovely feeling, and what a lovely feeling, and what a lovely feeling in mi alma, in mi corazón.
When we're fishing these streams, we're looking for holding spots as the fish migrate upstream. Perfect, ideal situation is what we have right here. There's a kind of a powerful riffle that dumps into a deep, slow pool. And what we want to do is cast our nymph rigs kind of up and across stream and get a dead free drift down through the deep slot where hopefully some steelhead are resting. That's where that big buck came out of, and hopefully there's a couple more in here.
Kind of right up here by the head of this up here. The fish will like to stage up there once the water gets just a little bit warmer. But right now when the water's a little bit cooler, they'll usually be kind of laying right down in the soft corner down here. It gets a little bit deeper. And I think one thing that guys make the mistake of a lot is they go right out for the guts of the run right away. And I think it's important to hit that inside foam edge first and kind of work your way out into there, just in case there are really skittish fish you don't want to put your line and bobber right over the top of them. And then just kind of make each cast consecutively longer and longer. One other thing that I've noticed too with steelhead, especially in the spring like this when the water's kind of cold, just because you make a handful of casts into a run, you don't get anything, doesn't mean they're not there. I've spent times like this in a good quality run like this, made 2-3 dozen drifts through it, switched flies, maybe switched colors or something like that, a little more weight, a little less weight, and sometimes it's the 4th or 5th dozen cast you'll get a fish on. I think a lot of guys are, it's not like smallmouth or spring creek trout where you're trying to find actual fish. Sometimes you can actually will them to eat. Yep, there's a fish.
Nice. Nice fish, bright.
Nice fish. I want to be in trouble here when this thing starts to go. Oh, we got all kinds of problems here. Today we're going to talk about rigging for spring steelhead here in Wisconsin. We're going to cover some bases as far as what we use for flies and leaders, indicators, things like that. What we're doing is we're going to run down to a simple, anywhere from a 7.5 to a 10-foot leader. This happens to be a 2X 10 pound. It's pretty common for what we're going to run into here. But what we're going to do on most of our setups here, and this is a pretty common setup for spring steelhead, swinging flies and stuff like that works great, but a nymph and an egg or a tandem rig of nymphs is awfully tough to beat for our spring fish. And typically what we're going to do is we're going to run a bigger nymph such as this. This is a Mercer's Rag Hex. And although there's not a lot of hex nymphs in a lot of our steelhead rivers, they really seem to like this. It's buggy, it's got legs, it has articulation. We're basically just going to come down to the end of our tippet. We're going to use this big hex or this big stonefly, whatever it may be. And just a real simple improved clinch knot seems to hold and work very, very well. Just 5 or 6 or 7 twists. And what I did here is I just pulled off about 18 inches or so of the 10-pound Maxima just to make it easy. I've already improved clinch knotted my tippet to that. You're going to run it right through the same eyelet again and again. Handful of twists. So now you see we've got the leader end coming in here. We've got our little dropper end coming off here. And they create a nice free hang right there for that fly. So if a fish grabs it, they can get that hook. Now we want to go anywhere from 12 to 18 inches down. I like to go closer to 12. So I'm going to get rid of just a little bit of that. So you got about 14 inches there. Allow yourself a little bit of room to tie your knot. And then you're just going to add your dropper on. And here we're just using a little chartreuse single micro egg, improved clinch knot. And that's what the end of your setup is going to look like right there. You got your nymph and you got your dropper. Another thing too that can be dictated by water depth and whatnot and the speed of the run you're going to be fishing is split shot. You want to get that fly, as soon as you make that cast, you want to get that fly down to the bottom and in those fish's face. And just anywhere from 12 to 18 inches or so up from your first fly that you tied on. We're just going to put that guy on there just like that. Now, like I said, starting about 3-4 feet up is about where I like to start. We've been having a lot of success with these ball style indicators. And it's a simple styrofoam ball with a hole drilled through it and a rubber band. You're going to pinch a section of your leader over just like so. You have to kind of pinch it down into a little point. And then you're going to push it. Sometimes these butt sections of these leaders can be a little bit stubborn to get them started in there. You're going to push it up just like so. Then you're going to put it right through there like that. And you're going to pull that rubber band just about 1/4 of the way down into there. But in a nutshell, that's how we run most of our rigs for spring steelhead.
It's alright.